tornado on the Enigma. It doesn't matter. They'll get the kill anyway, and they still stampede again.
It's on cooldown, but
Miracle respawns. Steals it. Centaur never used another spell since that previous cast.
Oh,
was that was the recast?
Yeah, it was the recast, but still a spell.
I was gonna say that's pretty bad if he hasn't cast anything.
It's hard for a Centaur though. Like in a fight, like you stampede in, it's not like it's not like you can use a double edge or a hoof stomp right away. The hoof stomp's like a must hit on heroes kind of spell, and the double edge you've got to find a target for. So it's actually kind of hard to prevent a Rubik from stealing the stampede.
Still waiting for Baton's blink. 15 minutes in. Doesn't feel like they're getting quite enough done. They have a really good pushing lineup. They have yet to take... This is giving 5EVA a lot of map control. They're able to farm their own jungle. Palasa now works towards his 4-staff. Chibix continues to close in on a relic.
Yeah, Chibix seems to be getting just a bit too much farm this game as far as Hot6 are concerned. They're not going to be too pleased with how much space and farm he's getting. He's 103, 94 CS, 2.3k gold. And there's just not really good trades there. Troll's out-farming him, but not by a big enough margin. His Ancient stack will help, though. So 4EV going to get bigger and bigger as things go on. It feels like the Radiant team will want to try and take that Roshan. Even Troll just sneaking in there by himself with like a solo smoker or something along those lines could be beneficial for the Hot6 team if they want to start taking these towers and objectives.
4EV just continuing to work on the Ancients. He's got his completed Sanj and Yasha. You would think, as soon as that blink comes, that it's time for MVP Hot6 to take more objectives.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll be fighting a Radiant Spectre by the time they go for their next move. You know, the one hero who has struggled a bit this game, it seems to be MP. He's got just the very basic items out, but he's a super glass cannon. And it's a tough game for that sniper. There's Lasso, there's the Haunt, there's the Invoker who can jump him quickly. There's a lot of mobility. Oh. Hold that thought. They're going to jump in on Hien in the woods. He has Black Hole available. Gets fissured from the low ground, though. I think was ready to turn around as his teammates were inbound, but just a split second late, they're going to glimpse back the Spectre. Tornado coming in, but Static Storm already there. Chibix trying to fight his way through this one. Has the stick. He's going to pop it at the last second. Assassinate will bring him down in the end. In the meantime, the neutral's working on MP as an Echo Slam comes out. The fissure, though. That's the big prize winner. Lost Souls will bring down a third. Matching this will be 4EV. He gets a triple. That looks like it may be it. In fact, Ysera is hunting him. He's going to have a cold step in 5. He goes right in, gets that first hit bash before Ysera can even react. Now it's Ysera on the run. The troll laying into him. Triple axes coming out. Make it an ultra. And it's time for Miracle to run the hell away. He's stolen double edge. Not what he wants. He's going to be run down here unless he can cliff this troll. There will be no escape. Has the teleport scroll. But he gets slowed a little. Actually nuked a little bit. Now tossing 4EV forward in the end. 4EV will be able to run him down. It's going to be a team wipe, a rampage by 4EV. That was the exact time to hit the go button, and he delivers. 6-0-0.
Yeah, the troll was consistently like 1k net worth out of the Spectre, which didn't really feel like enough for the fact that 5EV have this good late game draft with a Spectre Batrider. They just go so amazingly well in the late game, and that's where MVP Hot6 had to win a fight soon, and they did it right now. Troll gets himself 5 kills in succession. That is the play to make if you're Hot6, because Troll is not going to kind of stay ahead on the Spectre in farm without a fight like that. And all of a sudden, he's almost doubling up on the Spectre in net worth.
I love this decision-making as well. They're going to walk right into the Roche pit. EMP Tornado comes out. There's no Haunt, and it's too late. The Aegis already snagged, and it's the ideal hero to grab it. Your Troll going to pick up a big one. Completed the Sanj and Yasha before the last fight. Now 3,200 gold in the bank. He's basically a full item up on your Spectre. Chibik's still going to work towards the Relic, but they lose their... Of course, they lose 3 of their outer towers now. They lose the Roche. Map control really slipping here for 5EVA. And they're going to have to batten down the hatches, play super defensively. Now the Centaur blinks online. Enigma building towards his... Potentially even his Necrobook here. Could just be his Treads pickup, but yeah, they're going to have a big surge of momentum.
5EVA could just get back to work on this Radiance perspective. They're going to find a pick-off in the meantime, which is a nice way to create space. You smoke with the other 3 or 4 heroes, but you can't give up those in return. And here comes your Centaur, initiating in after the first initial pick-off. Has a Stampede still, and they're going to snipe the Batrider to get things going. Ysera luckily has a 4-stop still to get him away from 4. But
somebody stop this troll! Nobody can do it!
Yasha! Well, that's one way to stop him. Block his path with the fissure, but it's too late. Miracle already dead, a 2-for-1 trade, and that is not the smoke gank they had in mind.
Yeah, that's not going to get the job done. Didn't get the Aegis either. The only piece of good news is they took the fight at the Radiant Tier 1. So perhaps they'll be alive in time to defend their tier 2 top, but
Yeah.
that is really digging deep for the silver lining for
I guess
5EVA.
bottom lane is a free farm lane for Chibix, at least for the next kind of 2 minutes or so.
He'll get Relic, but
It's
he's not going to be ready. You get Radiance, you're still not really ready to fight against the Troll Sniper, who are about to have their next big items.
This troll is humongous. He's got 5k. His Scotty could be coming up anytime soon.
He's basically got a Scotty. He's like 600, 700 gold away.
Scotty, Home of the Dominator, whatever he wants to go, and it's fantastic for 4. He's still got the Aegis for a little while, so this should be easy objective. This is just 3 minutes of Aegis time left. Even if he gets his mana burn, he just pushes and will use the Aegis to continue the push.
Well, there's your Aegis.
Well, not quite how he wanted to use it, but hey, it's
Free Fountain Trip for him as a Static Storm comes out. Will isolate Ysera.
Okay.
Everybody else being forced back. Ysera going to force staff himself out. Actually, no, that was the Bat Rider. A double force to bring him back towards freedom. MVP Hot6, though, get position on this tower. Looks like they may be taking it down. The Spectre continuing to split push bottom lane.
not just
He's
free farm,
purchased
but a
his
tower,
Relic.
though. So that's pretty nice for 5. Good play by 5EVA to create enough space for Spectre to actually get that amount of farm and the tower.
Still MVP maybe looking at a tier 2, though.
back.
Glimpse Polosin, but it's kind of an awkward direction, glimpsing him back towards freedom. Still Spectre, even with the tower, has to complete the Radiance recipe, and while he's busy trying to do that, 4EV is beating down buildings. He'll take the tier 2 top. MVP Hot6, get their aggressive ward up. It's that time of the game where you almost wonder if Polosin just has to roll the dice and pick up a gem so they can get some semblance of map control back here for 5EVA.
Gem is not an item exclusive to being ahead. You want to get this time when you're really behind to know when and where you can farm on the map, especially with a Spectre who's looking to catch up as much as possible. So,
Man, these friggin' mud golems, just the bane of Polosin's existence.
it's a sad Batrider game. He blinks in even. It's
It's
like,
all he finds is the goddamn mud golems. Look at
God
them.
damn it, guys.
Disgusting. They look like miniature Jabba the Hutts with legs. Although I think Jabba the Hutt has more detail than the golems.
Yeah, let's say he had more pixels.
A few more. Probably a bigger budget behind him as well.
Radiance completed.
All right.
Spectre.
Well, when the dust settles, it's like an extra kill or two as well as a tier 2. And the good aggressive wards being dropped. And that's pretty much what they get in exchange for allowing that Spectre to complete his Radiance.
Yeah, it's still very doable for 5EVA. They're not out of this game. They've lost a lot of map control because of the amount of towers that MVP Hot6 took during the time before the Spectre had the Radiance, but you can make up for that with a gem.
Hasted the Troll Warlord coming in. They get eyes on Chibix. Now he's fogging them a little bit. They're going to throw out the axes. They want the vision. They'll glimpse him on back. He can haunt himself away. Perhaps no. Static Storm preventing that reality. He won't be able to make his way out. But it does give them eyeballs mid. Perhaps they just go anyway. But even if they win this fight, Spectre's not going to be a part of it in any meaningful way. MP will be the last, so target gets pulled in. They get the quick kill. Now the turn can come, though. Tornado, good disengage, but Lost Soul still isolated, assassinated, almost certainly going down. He will. Baton also falling. That fissure covering the path of retreat. A 2-for-1 overall around the map, but Sniperino not done just yet. He's bought back for this one, GoDz. Wants to get in nice and close, go for some plays. Heen is low. Ysera moving through with the Ghost Walk. Miracle trying to fog them all. He will juke. He's going to come back in and right into the blades of the Troll as Ysera continues to be an irritant here in the side of MVP Hot6. Maybe not the particularly worthwhile sniper buyback, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it feels like the Troll, they're either going to live or die by the Troll more than they will by the Sniper.
Sniper is not going to be the main source of damage. He's just going to be someone who sits at the back and is kind of annoying, has a amazing slow in the Shrapnel. Shrapnel is just as a spell. It does insane amount of damage and slow and is particularly bothersome for heroes like Bat when they engage in, for the Earthshaker if he gets caught by it. So
They will throw out the slow axes onto Polosin. Is he going to die from full HP here? Glimpsed back to the top lane. May have just given him his ticket back to safety because he was out of the fight anyway. A little awkward there from Dubu.
opens up this tier 2 tower for the taking, but yeah,
They have the Spectre ult fairly soon. 4F is low. I could see 5EVA walking away with a fight win here. MVP Hot6 have to be careful with no Aegis. Not to mention the sniper bot back. If he dies again, that is a really big blow to their economy.
They'll play it safe, back off to their jungle, get their next couple of items and a bit more farm going. They've only got a 4k gold lead, about a 5k experience lead, so by no means a convincing advantage going the Hot6 way, but it is an advantage, and
I don't feel like 5EVA have an automatic like GG late game either. They have the Batrider Spectre, which is amazing. They're a good turtle lineup, but you look at MVP Hot6, and I still feel like this lineup goes extremely late in their own right. The Troll Enigma duo, incredible damage, lots of lockdown. They have solutions for BKBs, and well, they're not going to wait for late game. They're going to jump in on Miracle in the river right now. Assassinate was coming out. Looks like Sniper may have gotten that one canceled, but still they charge in. They'll bring down Polosin as well. The Tornado, actually already used, but the EMP Fissure duo coming out. Chibix did haunt for this. They got a 2 for 2. He's got that DD rune from the top lane, but it's wearing off very soon, and they get eyes on him now. He'll be forced back.
Uh-oh.
He just cannot walk into this troll.
Yeah. One of the important things to note too is like even if it does go like the Troll like doesn't have any issues man fighting a Spectre. It's going to come down to
he wins that man fight.
Yeah. As far as a carry versus carry in a late game goes, Troll beats a Spectre, but that's always where you have to go look at the big picture a bit there, where Spectre does a lot more damage to in an AoE effect. He's going to be hitting everyone in the horn. He's going to cause the supports issues, but carry versus carry, the Troll, he's not going to die to the Spectre alone.
That hero Troll pretty much beats everyone in the man fight. I guess like the one potential exception would be a Void if he gets off a Chrono on him, but that's really all I can think of.
6 solid Void kind of beats everyone just because of the Chrono factor. But
yeah, but he lives and dies by the Chrono. Your Troll has no cooldowns basically. 30 seconds on the ulti. It's basically got 25% uptime, but more importantly, you can just always pop a fresh one when the fight really breaks out. We'll see, GoDz. In good news for 5EVA, as big as the Troll is, this is a very underfarmed Enigma. Level 11, BKB still a long ways off, no Blink Dagger, no Necro Book, no other big pickups. Nothing on the Disruptor, not that you would really expect it, to be honest. And with the Sniper buyback, he's pretty poor too. So if it's only a farm Troll late game, and they get this Batrider BKB, they may just be able to lasso him and win a fight exclusively off of that.
It is definitely a little reassuring that it's just the one big hero to worry about now. Sniper can change that. Your Enigma can get a BKB in due time, but yeah, it's not like the rest of the heroes are having an amazing game in terms of their farm. So
it's just this vicious Troll.
Yeah, forever
sprinting around doing what he's just running laps around the map right now.
He's having that kind of Havost effect on the Hot6 team where like even when they're having their games where they're losing and having bad games, for every single game it seems like he's top net worth, doing his thing. Even looking at this game here, Hot6 are winning and have the gold lead, but 3 of the top 4 net worth heroes on the 5EVA side. The exception being 4EV on his Troll, #1 by a good margin, and much less kind of emphasis on the farm distribution, and they're kind of focusing it much more on one hero, but also just because of how 4EV plays. He's been playing this perfectly.
Sarah is roaming around in Ghost Walk, but doesn't really have much kill potential. More of a split pusher and a mobile ward for his team. I do want to point out they got some aggressive wards down, but we are still not seeing that gem from the Batrider. Polosin won't be the one to go for it, but I'm a little surprised that nobody else has. Lost Souls has his blink. Maybe he'll get one next. Seems Miracle may want to save for his own blink, but it does feel like one of those games where the gem could just be a game winner. Maybe they're worried they won't be able to hold on to it.
Well, Roshan pinged out immediately as Battle Trance gets used, but what are you going to do, 5EVA? They're not getting here in time. They're not stopping this. This Roche is going down in the MVP Hot6 favor.
Well, they're content to trade. Chibix is pushing top. He probably takes a tier 1 for this. There's a glyph ready, though. It's a tier 1. Might as well use it. They will.
Tier 1 for an Aegis at this stage, though still very much favoring the Hot6 team, but Chibix is starting to get towards that good late game state. If he can get that Heart of Tarrasque, we'll at least give him some good damage output in a team fight, with the Horn especially.
As you mentioned, he's good for the spread damage, which they have a lot of follow-up and preemptive damage for. The EMP Tornado, the Fissure, to some extent the Batrider. Here comes the retreat. Polosin going to blink himself away. Miracle just going to scurry to the north. Very poor this game on that 5-position Rubik. Would love to just pick up a Blink Dagger, a Force Staff, but for now, nothing in the cards.
And Batrider is one of those kind of kings of late game heroes too. So that's where 5EVA, yeah, the Troll is going to be a good matchup for Spectre, but as far as initiation goes, Batrider is king. Centaur doesn't quite do what the Batrider does as far as single target pick-off potential in the late game scenario.
Yeah, it's all about the vision with the Bat. If you have good vision, you can get that first lasso. You probably walk away with a team fight win. Right now they had 2 good wards up. One over here near the river. Another one off in the Radiant jungle. Gets a decent sense of where MVP are. but still not able to keep these Radiant wards off the map. Now one going to be planted down behind their tier 2. It seems Ysera may have spotted that Disruptor just poking his little snout out around the corner. They're going to hang back. By the way, I like how Dubu is just carrying 4 Evs Aquila all over the place. I feel like at this game, you just sell the Aquila. You're not getting anything out of that.
Maybe he's not had a chance to put on a career or back to base, but yeah, this is some
carry my
support
things.
action happen.
He's the Sherpa for the team.
Yeah. Well, they're looking like they're gonna wait to climb Mount Everest. They're not going high ground just yet. They're gonna get back and defend some of these other lanes that are being pushed out. Try to get a pick up on Pelosin, but not gonna happen.
Good rat tactics there, taking a page out of Miracles Nago's book. Just cut the wave, slow down the onslaught, and try to wait out this Aegis. But, oh no, Chibix caught out top lane. He may have to haunt to try and survive. He's just going to accept his fate, bites the dust. He did not spend his gold before going down.
That's a big kill. Even, doesn't matter that he has buyback. It's still a huge kill to be getting at this stage.
Fissure comes out on Baton, who did jump in with a Stampede. Now popping the dust, gets the stomp on Ysera. Retro. Trapped out, will BKB, forces himself up to the high ground. They try to get more vision with the Shrapnel, and in the meantime, they also catch out the Earthshaker, courtesy of Static Storm. Now a lasso, only catching up Baton, though. That means no lasso for the Troll for the next minute or so. This could be very costly, as Miracle jumps in, nearly dies to Baton. He's actually going to walk himself forward, and now may just die to an assassinate. He will. Pow. Brings him down. No Spectre. No Earthshaker. Rubik will buy back. They have the Spectre buyback. There's a glyph.
Spectre needs to use it too. That's the worrying thing.
It's so costly to have to buy back here, though. Then they just walk away scot-free.
They may even keep on chipping, but yeah, whether you buy back, and even if whether you defend or not, it's so costly as far as your economy goes. And well, Troll ain't done. He's going to try and force that buyback out. 6 seconds.
What a beast!
Not going to see the buyback, but his tier 3 is done for.
Fissure will now be deployed as they go in with the Batrider. Man, you'd love to have a lasso there, but having already chucked it out on Baton, they got nothing left to punish 4F. He'll continue to just be a presence here on the front line. Aegis to expire in 2 minutes. This time he blinks back. I've just started instinctively moving my camera forward into the most ridiculous positions possible because that's generally where 4F is headed, but this lone time he will back off.
Oh, he is very farm. 19,000 net worth. Skadi, SMY, Blink, and the Helm of the Dominator can complete the Satanic very shortly.
This hero is just ridiculous. Yeah.
It's as far as the spin bros go right now, I guess Axe is still very good in a different way, but Troll is still just a beast if he gets this kind of farm. He just matches up so well against all these the actual like hard late game carries like your Spectre, your Anti-Mage, your Morphlings. Troll beats these heroes in head-on fights. Like these heroes only do well in the late game scenario if they have the right support cast. So that's where Troll
and he also can just end the game early before they come online. There's a lot of ways he can fit into a draft.
He ends early. He dominates the laning stage. His slow at level 1 is like a 3.5 seconds slow or something. This hero is just ridiculous.
And he's got insane damage. Also doesn't need a whole lot of mana because his nukes are just so damn cheap. It's a strong hero, and MVP are using it well. That is for damn sure.
So up to 4.5k gold. We'll see Spectre complete his Heart of Taras. Doesn't have buyback money for the time being. So a death on your Spectre would pretty much spell a lane of Rax and possibly the game.
They see the Batman. There's still that Radiant Ward. At this point, now that the BKB's out for Pelosin, maybe gets his Boots of Travel. But beyond that, you really want that gem. The wards could end up it just takes one more good pick for MVP Hot6, and they probably will break the base.
Oh, nice little smoke here, timed as the Aegis expires.
But it's also a 5 Eva smoke, so they will dodge a bullet here.
They don't want to go on the Troll.
Both teams probably realizing the other team is smoked at this point and playing accordingly.
Being pinged out. So Dire Ward spots the MVP Hot6 lined by the Secret Shop.
Are they going to engage on them? Pelosin is still under cover of his own smoke. He's got the lasso. They haunt. They get eyes on 4F. Can they get the initiation? No, they go for Dubu. They're not going to use the lasso on the Troll. They just try to bring the Disruptor down immediately. They will. But now MP lays into them from the low ground. Chucking out an Assassinate. Not able to finish anyone up, but they soften up Chibix, who's now forced F1's. Beautiful push back there from that
nice
Deafening Blast. Able to keep them alive, and they steal the Stampede to boot. Well, it works out well, GoDz. They steal Stampede. At the same time, the lasso on cooldown for 50 seconds. We may see MVP Hot6 just go high ground 4v5.
Well, they're going to see 4F battle into Chibix here on the Spectre. This is not a battle Chibix can win on his own. He needs some backup. The Cold Snap can help things out here. The Earthshaker comes in. Well, 4F getting low. Does have
Kill the beast. They slay it. The godlike streak ended. What a pick-off.
All right. Well, Chibix gets a second kill. It's a double kill for your
He
Spectre.
stole
He's not
Black
done.
Hole, Miracle, Stampede first,
Oh.
Black Hole later. He doesn't even have to use it. This is that fight 5ev have been waiting for all game long. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. The Troll brought down MP, dropping next. And that graph has already begun to plummet. Suddenly, Spectre has his next big item. Maybe that butterfly going to come out for him.
He just got his heart like a minute ago.
And that's
2
not
minutes
it.
ago, maybe.
That is. I think he was the one that ended the godlike streak.
Yep, he got a double kill to start that fight off on the Troll in the Centaur. Troll died as the first hero.
Well, they picked up
Yeah.
the Spectre relatively early in the draft. I think it was 3rd or 4th pick, not like a last pick Spectre, and this could end up being their saving grace. It just takes that one fight. You know, we gushed over the Troll, and I think fairly so, but unfortunately he had a godlike streak, and that's just a lot of gold to be feeding the other way.
There's the comeback. Spectre, 4.2k, and Troll, well, he's got his Satanic if he wants to buy it when he respawns. Well, that's what he can do.
That's unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Casual BKB.
That's the 9-second. I mean, at the same time, for Batrider, I feel like having a higher duration BKB isn't really that important. You get the one lasso.
Yeah,
You're not
I
doing
agree.
anything after it.
It's not. There's some heroes you really want a long BKB. Tide's one of the big ones, so because he's always waiting for the BKBs to end. But like a Disruptor isn't going to wait to ulti for a BKBs to end.
Looks like they want to fight now. Baton's on the low ground, and they get the easy lasso to start this off. Where's the backup? Glimpse is going to come out, but it's already too late. They get the first kill. Now they haunt for more. Chibix on the other side of the Kinetic Field Static Storm now, charging himself in. Wants to make a go here. They have that stolen Black Hole. Miracle. Is he going to use it? Still hanging on to it. Takes an Assassinate that instantly forces him back. Troll was very late to the party here, though. Only now arriving.
Not really a fight Hot6 can take. 3v5 scenario with a Black Hole on a Rubik. You don't want to go in. And 5ev are going to stay aggressive here in this Radiant jungle, trying to find some more pickoffs, but for the most part, Hot6 staying well away in the
What
top
do we
lane.
have here? Completed Manta.
Okay.
The best damage item for the Spectre is your illusions do get that Desolate damage, which can just shred anyone. Now, that's the one thing. If he ever catches like a Troll with the whirling melee axes already having been used, so there's no blind chance, and then he pops the Manta, Troll will explode to that. He will die very quickly.
And a good way of just getting rid of the blind effect as well with the Manta style. So it just allows him to man-fight the Troll. With 3k HP, he can man-fight. His main issue in the past, man-fighting a Troll, was that the miss effect is there. But you can Manta out of it and then just right-click the Troll away. So I feel like Spectre at this point, head-on with a Troll is at least an even battle.
The lasso winning games for ages, it feels, and it may do it once more. It's the Troll. Caught out, dealt with.
What a hero that is. Like, this is...
Looks like a fissure may have been lobbed out to prevent any defensive measures. I'm not sure if it actually caught anyone as that fight began, but Troll down, GoDz. He may have to buy back.
And the longer you wait, the faster the lasso comes back up. 50 seconds away. This is a pretty short cooldown ultimate. Once it gets to level 3, it's even shorter, too. So, by the time Troll's back alive, you've got a lasso. So that is worrisome for Hot6 here. They don't want to just let 5ev chip away at their high ground while they wait for the Troll to respawn.
One piece of good news, that stolen Black Hole is about to wear off. Miracle either uses it pretty much now, or he's just not going to have it. He just throws out a Fade Bolt. I guess no point in blowing all that mana if it's not necessary. And
yeah.
Sadly, it seems the stolen Black Hole may not amount to much.
He'll steal a new one, LD. That's the plan, maybe. It's like, I'll save the mana because I'll steal it again. Enigma does not have a Blink Dagger, just the BKB, so he's going to have to walk in, which will give Rubik kind of good time to position and make sure he can steal the hole.
Now, Chibik's trying to be really cute here, trying to Manta that Assassinate, but waits a little bit too long. We'll take the punch to his snout. Now just going to back off, begin healing up. And it seems the call's been made by 5ev. A Troll will respawn soon. We don't need to force anything more. We have excellent late game in our own right. We're getting our pickoffs with the bat. Let's just relax. Make sure we secure the next Roche. Maybe get that gem that still hasn't been picked up. And then look to take the Aegis and then go for your big fight.
I don't know. This is not going to be the most straightforward Aegis for 5ev. They've been winning the most recent fights. They've got themselves about an 8,000 experience lead and a 3,000 gold lead, but this is not going to translate into an easy Roshan. MVP Hot6, to me, if they give Spectre an Aegis, it's probably all over for them. So they're going to be looking to contest this one for sure with their lineup right now. The BKB Black Hole, hard to counter. You can lasso the Enigma, but that's not going to be an easy go-to play to make as well. You want to just lasso someone in the front lines, like your Troll, your Centaur, get an easy pickup early on. And that's where Enigma likely get off a good duration Black Hole. The Rubik can still steal it, but if you've won the fight already by the time Rubik steals it, it doesn't matter if he steals it.
Oh man, this vision's so good right now for 5EVA. They dropped 3 aggressive wards around mid and the bottom jungle, and none have been dewarded.
Yeah. Where that gem at?
Yeah, for both teams, really.
So, yeah, very surprised Bat has not been picking one up yet. That's only a go-to.
Miracle just wanted his blink, as for the Rubik. He's been buying wards all game, to be fair, so... Yeah. Your Earthshaker could go for one, not choosing to, but they'll start this off again with the BKB lasso. Glimpse won't save you from that. Baton gonna get passed around, like his name suggests, but they will find Chibix mid. He has a buyback haunt. Are they going to look to use it? Miracle stole the black hole. They're haunting with the buyback, and in they go. There's no lasso. MP just scurrying on the retreat. They want to bring somebody big down. Sniper, maybe the target here. They get that first bash on Chibix. This could be a dieback if he doesn't get a little more help. Troll still retreating for now. He has a Satanic, though. Not the hero you want to commit on. Black hole is down for the Radiant, so they can't use it as 4Ev. Blake's in. There's your bashes. He's going to drop low to an assassinate. Barely surviving. Manta's out. Walks away. No, one more auto attack. Down to 25 HP. Chibix, the game was held in his hands, and he just almost threw it away.
And 4Ev, to be careful. There's still the black hole on your Rubik. You can't just go diving into this black hole. That could be a disaster.
This could potentially be a throw the other way.
Well,
like it looked like Spectre might die back. It could be 4Ev dying back, GoDz, but they're not going to take any chances. They're the team that just wants to back it out, make sure they're all at full HP. They have a fresh lasso ready to go now.
Spectre TP's home, even with the Heart of Trash regen, wants to get full HP as soon as possible. Dagger's out of the base, trying to get back to this Roshan to contest any possible play from the Troll, but Troll not even going to go in there. Doesn't quite have the damage output to bring it down fast enough, and both teams going to be posturing around this Roche pit. This is the next objective as far as especially 5EVA concerned, and for MVP Hot6 it's like if they get Aegis on a Spectre, we're maybe just done for.
Yeah, both teams
need
need
a DD room.
With both carries having bought back, both teams really want that Aegis. Who's going to get it, though? It's a double damage Troll, but they have the lasso available. They're able to cancel his Blink Dagger. He could BKB and try to force his way in. Is he going to go for it? Tornado coming out. Aegis, will it be snagged? The Sniper ends up grabbing it. Dyer get the last hit, but now Miracle with the hole on 3. Definitely Blast to follow it up, and in comes Spectre. They're going to lay into 4F here, try to focus him down. Has the cheese. He will pop it. Who's dying back? Will it be Troll or will it be Spectre? Or maybe will it be neither? Chibix, no, getting slowed. He literally can't even move. He's going to jump himself around with the haunt. He ends up going down. That's a dieback. This could be 5EVA throwing the game away. Spectre on the sidelines for 100 seconds. MVP Hot6 looking for more kills. It's Miracle they want next. He's stolen Shrapnel. That's not really going to help him. Assassinate will bring him down. And in the meantime, your Baton just getting smacked down by 3. A 2-on-3, but it's both carries up for MVP. 4Ev going in all by his lonesome. Is it going to be a double dieback? It might. He gets the bashes, though. Definitely Blast pushing him back. He can't attack. Sniperino to the rescue. He'll bring almost every single hero down the lone survivor.
How does Bat even blink out?
Bat Rider. Oh, man.
That is the craziest team fight I've seen in a long time. Holy shit, LD. That was
almost a double dieback on both carries, but when the dust settles, the Aegis cheese advantage was on MVP Hot6's side, and that might just be enough to take 1, if not 2 lanes of Rax here.
I can't
maybe
believe
even the game.
Hot6, I thought Troll was dead to that 3-man unit. 5EVA had a 3v2 there against the Troll Sniper, and Troll blinked in to like a chain stun from the Earthshaker and just some good kiting from Bat Rider.
As well. And the Hex.
It looked like he was done for, but just barely. The Sniper with his headshot slowing the attack speed.
Can't be giving up more kills at this point. Lost Souls is no buyback. That's a dieback on the Shaker. They're going to lose the melee. The range in jeopardy. MVP, 5 alive. 5EVA, only 2. They have no... This is probably the game here. MVP Hot6. It looked like this one was about to slip away, but they come roaring back. Thanks to that double damage run in the pit. Without it, GoDz, they don't kill that Roshan time, and this game goes completely differently.
Yep.
But now they chase forward. They're going to get more bashes. Palasin likely to be next here. The Troll tossed back, and I hope barely live, but damage is now done. They've caved in the mid lane, the bottom as well. MVP Hot6. Maybe the Troll dies back? But even if he does, this is not the best pushing lineup. Here we go. Enigma
Oh,
jumping in,
huge
looking for the black hole. It's been stolen, but will it matter?
It's not. He can't use it. Rubik still has his hole on cooldown from the last fight. So 5 ever.
40 seconds before he can. They will get 4 ever. It's a dieback on the troll. It's another death for the Spectre.
It's still
But
4 racks down.
And another assassinate. Yeah. The other thing is the 5 ever. They don't push, even though they have really good late game as far as hero killing goes.
Spectre just keeps on dying. This is not good.
He was the most farmed hero. He had like 21k net worth 8 minutes ago. Hasn't progressed.
Well, it's looking like Hot6 may have clinched themselves game number 1, 2 lanes down, and they've got pretty good late game with a dual core and this troll sniper and the teamfight of the Enigma. Even with this Rubik stealing black hole here and there, it's not really... They can't actually cancel the Enigma's black hole once he starts casting it. Yeah, you can steal a black hole, but if he catches out your Spectre in a Midnight Pulse black hole, that just tears apart his HP. This has been probably the craziest and closest game we've seen this SEA qualifier.
It's an elimination match for both teams. Whoever loses this game will be down 0-1 in the best of 3. Loser of the series is removed from the Summit 3. Will not come to LA. Will not walk away with any prize money. Has really nothing to show for it except some good practice, I suppose, but that will not help you sleep easy at night. MVP Hot6 zeroing in on this Game 1 victory now. They have the 2 lanes of Rex advantage. They have a glyph available. Their buyback status is decent. 2 already online. The Troll's coming off cooldown in 2 minutes. If they want to play this extra safe, they could just wait. But honestly, given how slowly 5 have a push, I don't even know if MVP Hot6 needs to, Gods. They could maybe just go for a lane of Rax, suicide to bring down the buildings, and even if they all die, I think they still come back to life in ample time to hold their base.
Yeah, for 5 ever, because of that, they're going to have to fight outside before MVP Hot6 even start hitting on the tier 3 tower. They can do so once they have some buybacks. Chibik's getting close to his 40 seconds before the cooldown ends, but he does also want to be buying new items. He wants probably a Talisman of Evasion as soon as possible so he can have some evasion for dealing with the Troll Warlord, for the Sniper.
He goes to Fusel.
Okay, that's not the item I was expecting, and I don't know if this actually does that much for him.
I guess completed Diffusal is better than a component of a butterfly, I would say.
Yeah, the Talisman's nice against the Troll specifically, but looking at like all 5 heroes, the Diffusal can give you some more... Like when you use that horn to maximize your damage.
Ruh-roh. Oh, Palasan, he's the gem carrier, and he's just dealt with. There's a buyback, but they lose their precious gem now. That's a costly death.
Drawing lines down the mid lane.
Maybe they just try to go for the throne. They may not even know if the Batrider has a buyback here. Maybe 5 Eva can use this to their advantage. They may just push him mid and swing towards top as well. There's a couple of options here, a couple of routes they could take. Well, they go for the jump in and get frags. 4Ev just man modes up on the Earthshaker, slaps him down. That makes simple work of him.
So Hot6 may play things cautiously with Troll not having a buyback. It's just come off cooldown, but he needs another 1100 gold.
He bought that new item, I believe. Did he buy something? The BKB. Yeah, he bought the BKB.
So that was his 10-second BKB just for the Earthshaker kill. So not the biggest kill, but...
They know where he is. They have the hole. The Malefista Star. Chibix with the quick haunt out. Where's he gone? He goes onto the Sniper, who goes to work on him. May even kill him, though his Lonesome blinks away just slowly, but surely works into him, eats through his armor, and he will fall. 90 seconds with no Spectre. Dire team.
It's looking like it's all over.
But I don't know if that's going to be enough. They barrel down mid. They don't even have creeps. Actually, they do bottom lane. They may just go for this one, Gods. 4Ev forces out that Hex early.
That is...
He's happy to do that.
You don't want to try and... It's a short cooldown on your Hex compared to some big ultimates, but they're going to hit in your tier 4 towers or your top
creeps or throne. What's it going to be? They want the safe option.
Either way, either of those two is GG. The throne for obvious reasons. The Mega Creeps for less obvious.
They get their lasso off on 4Ev. Full duration lasso pulls him very far back. They get off the Fissure too. Now the Blink and Enchant Totem, but they barely even tickle him. They need more damage. And they don't have it.
Yep.
4Ev just going to walk away. So too will Baton. Lasso on cooldown. Hex is ready again, but they just don't have the follow-up.
No Spectre for 38 seconds. This is looking like game 1 is in the bag for your Korean squad. MVP Hot6, little resistance in their way.
Ysera will fall before the glimpse. Actually, Ysera buys back and he gets glimpsed into where he once stood. No, don't die again, Ysera. Okay. Oh, my. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all over here, GoDz. They'll take the top lane. It's going to be 3 lanes of Rex. It's another death for Polasin. This troll can't be stopped, won't be stopped. He keeps on surging in, and they force him back to the well, and they force him out of game 1. MVP Hot6. They started off this tournament dropping down, but they have just been powering their way through the lower bracket, and they'll continue their run here. 0-1 now. 5 Eva, got to win 2 in a row.
One of the best games we've had so far. That was a nail biter in a lot of ways. Even when, like, for a lot of the game, there you go, win some gifts. Even when MVP Hot6 were kind of ahead in the early game, their comeback was there. 5 Eva won some team fights. Actually got a slight little gold lead at one point, but as soon as the Roshan control came into play, MVP Hot6 just better decision making in the late game.
Well, they're both playing well right now, Phoenix and Hot6. It feels like MVP has 2 legit teams, and I wouldn't be shocked if Hot6 continue their momentum here. They do have to take care of 5 Eva in game number 2. They may have Chaos coming back to complete their full official 5-man roster, but I don't think you can really blame Lost Souls this game. I don't feel like he was an obvious weak link. Maybe some of the other players were less comfortable being flipped around as far as their roles go a little bit, but when the dust settles, you just got to give MVP Hot6 credit. They played exceptionally well.
Yeah, this is a team that's been revitalized by the addition of some of these players. Putting in 4Ev as well as Heen has given them some much-needed kind of confidence as well as experience, and they're getting the results. They're doing well here in the Summit, and look forward to seeing more from this Hot6 team.
Well, we're going to see more right after a break, guys. Game 2 is coming up. Loser of this series goes home. MVP Hot6 only need 1 more. We'll be right back.
To pieces, turn their feet around. They will leave defeated. They will crumble at the sight of our legion. If you want the crown, then you've got to break them down. There is nothing that they can do to protect a king and his fool. Caught in
Monster Cat exclusive.
There's a pyramid of power when I can see it all. Cameras to capture your image at City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I'm really give it to y'all. Strength is the army that wins against bands of dead presidents. Determining the life of mankind of cancerous. How we breathe vapors, green colors, thinking straight.
Welcome to the Monster Cat Podcast. Taking you on a journey. This is Monster Cat.
Welcome back to another episode of the Monster Cat Podcast. Hashtag Monster Cat Podcast on Twitter and Instagram for your chance to be featured during our live stream each and every Tuesday.
If time is all we have, I want to spend it right. No fear of what's to come. Just hold me close tonight. Hold you, open doors, something more. We can get one chance to live this life. Why are we still killing time?
You are listening to a Monster Cat exclusive.
Why are we still killing time? Why are we still killing time? Why are we, why are we, why are we, why are we still killing time?
Monster Cat exclusive.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 in this best-of-3 showdown. It's an elimination match between 5eva and MVP Hot6, and they looked hot in Game 1, gods. They were not polished. They made some mistakes, but they played well enough to win. And right now, that's all that counts. Just stay alive, make it into the next round, and stave off elimination.
They got the results, so they're going to go one game further, see how they can do. Hope they've been drinking their Red Bull and are ready to go. None of that Hot6 crap.
Whatever their energy drink is. If it's Hot6, they're probably going to lose Game 2. But no,
exactly.
here we go. Draft's underway, guys. Game 2 has begun. We'll go ahead and hop on into it.
So 5eva, tournament life on the line here. They did get through that semi-finals, but this has definitely been one of the kind of more hit or miss teams of this qualifier. They've had some funky drafts. They won that first series when they versed Arcanus with like a carry Spirit Breaker. Well, not even a carry Spirit, a farming Spirit Breaker and a farming Earthshaker. They weren't per se like the main carry, but they haven't really seemed to define their pick and play style around what they want to do yet. They have got their full 5-man roster here for Game 2, which is the good news. KS rejoins them, and well, we'll see how they can kind of do here. Down basically 1-0, and well, elimination on the line.
It certainly is. They do have their full 5, as you were just discussing. Now 5eva gonna respond in this next phase of the draft. They did opt for the Radiant this time around, and it was Hot6 who wanted first pick. So it seems we're kind of seeing the more standard type of selection from teams. We had the one outlier yesterday where I think a team actually chose first pick over Radiant.
A team chose Dire as well one game. I think it was Phoenix who chose Dire. I don't know if that was
Dire.
I think it was yesterday.
Well, 5eva are going to basically just pull an MVP Phoenix strat out of the hat here. Enigma Avenge right away. And we've seen this on Radiant and Dire. It may be a bit stronger on Dire with the better jungle for the Enigma farm and the slightly easier Roshan access, but if you run these two and you win the laning stage, or even hang on in the laning stage, you're going to take towers. You will have map control to try and walk into Rosh.
See what Hot6 have in mind here. They're really valuing this disruptor very highly, and
I think it's pretty well deserved. I've been every disruptor game I've seen, I feel like it's been impressive.
yeah, they've done well with the hero. It's proven to be a comfort pick. Reminds me of like the TI4 qualifiers Liquid team, where Whitebeard was just running this hero game after game. So I think with some good reason that it's being kind of prioritized as it is for MVP Hot6, even if it isn't considered like the go-to top-tier support. And again, it's the same duo. They're going to get the disruptor with the sniper here. And we'll see how things kind of pan out. MP Sniper, not bad by any means, but it wasn't by no means kind of like the game clincher in Game 1. It felt a lot more came out of 4eva on the Troll, which is likely to be a ban here from 5eva. And even just in general, a lot of the tempo controlling came out elsewhere from the MVP Hot6 squad.
This will now be the ban stage. They remove one of those good gap closers in the PA. As you mentioned, the Troll is out there. That was the hero. I honestly, I was not that blown away by the sniper that last game. I didn't feel like he had a big impact at any point, but he also didn't feed, I suppose. He did just enough to stay relevant, but the Troll was the big hero that just ran them over in the mid-game.
I think you can even look at like MP didn't have his best game on sniper, so like what if this game he suddenly shows up and plays even better, and then suddenly the sniper is the go-to hero. So as far as the Troll in Game 1's concerned, that's like as good as it gets. As far as the sniper goes, there's a lot of room for improvement, and MP got kind of shut down a bit, didn't really make some of the best decisions, but I think there is there's potential for him to have get a lot more done, and there's going to be no real pressure on him. You've got a jungle Enigma. Venge is an okay-ish ganking support, but it doesn't. It's such a short-range stun that it's unlikely to be able to get a kill on a sniper unless you've got a good initiator mid-type here, which there aren't really many that are played nowadays. So from that point of view, I think sniper does very well in the mid lane, regardless of who he's against.
Yeah, as far as the mid heroes, there's the Storm, which was banned, the PA, which was banned. Not decent gap closers. You've got Ember Spirit, but we've more been seeing the safe lane Embers. That could be a choice here to jump him a bit in the mid game. Disruptor is pretty good against Ember in general. TA's also out there.
Shadow Fiend's probably the big one that's kind of trendy, I guess.
Once you get a blink heals, yeah.
But
as far as the laning stage goes, yeah, it's pretty good. The only issue with the Shadow Fiend is sometimes he needs help, depending on what that's. If they go for like an Earthshaker here for Hot6, and
you're not getting help.
You're not getting help from Venge Enigma.
Yeah.
That is the one worry. Hot6 also needing their offlaner, so probably 5-Eva will as well. We did see the offlane Enigma from MVP Phoenix yesterday. That didn't work out. They're going to bring out the Bristleback, though. This has been usually first phase banned versus 5-Eva. Good for Roche, very tanky, good at just maybe doesn't instantly jump the sniper, but can just walk his way in and soak up a lot of incoming damage. There is also even a Wisp out there if they wanted to run that offlane Enigma, but that would probably be a little bit too much as far as their laning stage goes.
So what Hot6 have in mind as far as dealing with the Bristleback? There are some counters out there. The Necrophos is still in the pool, but not really a go-to hero in general, even if it is a kind of pseudo Bristleback counter. So we'll see what they have in mind here with their third and fourth picks. Still need an offlaner most likely, as well as their safe laner and a support. They won't have the option to jungle an Enigma or a Chen, so there aren't really any other good viable jungle heroes, I would say. There are some which can be like a Sand King, which can kind of lane for a bit and then move into the jungle later on, but there's no real like level 1 junglers that are that viable left in the pool.
Yeah, they may also want a stronger laning support to try and actually keep this Bristleback out of lane.
Yeah.
Disruptor by himself ain't going to get it done. Well, MVP Hot6, a lot of heroes still to pick up. I feel like 5-Eva may still go for the Shadow Fiend, even though they don't grab it just yet. That could be their fourth pick. Sniper can lane well against that to some extent, but unlikely to just dominate the lane without support rotations. So maybe they even still consider the Earthshaker if they want a stronger laning support. Bristleback's an option. No, they go Tree.
Is this like a Treant Phoenix or just a Treant for the sake of having a Treant? Because Living Armor isn't going to be... I mean, it's nice to keep your towers alive, and it's just nice in general protect your core heroes, but generally you see teams look to use the Treant kind of in synergy with some kind of a hero that can take advantage, whether it's like a TA for the Refraction plus Living Armor, a Phoenix for the Overgrowth with the Supernova. The Treant on its own, a decent support, but it feels like there's something more coming from Hot6 after the Treant pick.
As for 5-Eva, at this point, I don't know who plays what role. I mean, we've seen Miracle and hard support, 3.5 position, like semi-core, semi-support. We saw his safe lane Spirit Breaker, which was technically a 1 position, but not really. It kind of makes it hard to predict their drafts, just the musical roles to some extent. Now the fourth pick going to come out for 5-Eva. Heavy on physical damage, have very little magic damage to back this up. At the same time, no one who really can deal with that physical damage particularly well as of yet. Dazzle is out there. If they wanted to even run that like core Enigma in the off lane, but more likely just the Bristle goes there.
So they're going to be running a good mid-game tempo controller of their own. So this is much more about not going late game. When you have Ember Bristleback with the Enigma who kind of comes online as soon as he gets the mech, less so about getting like the Blink. The Blink BKB hole is nice when you get to a late game scenario, but there's this big like mid-game point with the Enigma. After the mech, after like 5-10 minutes have gone by, the hero kind of falls off for a little bit until he gets his BKB, and that's where 5-Eva will be looking to fight around the Enigma mech with the Ember Spirit, who just needs his levels more so than he needs like a big early game item.
Also very good versus Living Armor.
Yep.
Yeah, we mentioned the Ember earlier. The one concern here is that Disruptor can own this hero really hard if he gets off the good Static Storm. But at the same time, Ember is normally can be careful about when he jumps in, has the Flame Guard to mitigate some of the incoming magic damage, and if he lives through that combo, he'll just leap away. Tree not really the best hero to give you lockdown to deal with that Ember. So now Hot6 going to bring out a Jakiro. Not an expected pick by any means. He is pretty good at zoning a Bristleback. If this is indeed their safe lane farmer. Other option is to chuck him in the off lane, give him some living armor, maybe even dual lane. Could work. Venge is pretty weak at zoning. Enigma's likely to be in the woods. So it looks like MVP Hot6 just really want these strong lanes in the early stages of the game.
Yeah. The lane stage is going to be where they kind of look to shine here. They're just looking for that last piece of the puzzle, which is going to be the 4F carry hero. No Slark for him, no Troll. Jug, probably the last hero we've seen a bit from 4F as far as the safe lane farming goes. And not sure that's going to be the go-to here, per se. Ember Spirit can disjoint it. You've got decent survivability in a Bristleback, and an Enigma will go for a mech, but mech alone is not going to save you from like an Omni Slash, so could still be the Jug.
All the Orchid carriers are pretty much gone. The Storm, the Quap, those are your two go-to heroes. The Bat Rider also banned, so they weren't able to get a great lockdown off-laner. So their options are pretty limited as far as shutting down the Ember's mobility in the mid game goes.
10 seconds remaining.
Other option is to get someone who can just go blow for blow with him, but
5
the
seconds.
Troll's banned out, and they're going to go for a Viper now.
Ooh.
5 Eva.
Dire team
Strong lanes in their own right.
They don't want to go late game with this. I mean, they kind of can in the sense that they'll have 3 farming cores, whereas Jakiro late game he's being played as a core, but he's not really a late game hero. Whereas 5Ev at least have 3 semi carries, but none of these are like true late game carries, like a Sniper is, like the Spectre from last game is, like a hero like Juggernaut can be.
But they have really good supports for late game, Venge
Yes.
and Enigma.
So
I think they could go late, but it will depend on this last
10
pick.
seconds
absolutely.
remaining.
And these are heroes which don't really get too hurt by a Treant Protector. They've got plenty of ways of dealing with the living armor. Heroes that don't get too bothered by the overgrowth. Ember Spirit can still use his ultimate to get out of it. He can still cast spells. Bristleback can still use quills. Viper can still do his thing. So
Everybody's feeling aggressive here, gods. 4Ev Mirana. The pool was pretty thin at that stage of the game as far as the safe lane farmers go. I'm not sure with the Mirana picks. We saw it was actually 5Eva who ran the Mirana yesterday. Who was playing its safe lane?
I think it would have been
Chibix?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chibix went like that Midas into Perseverance, and
Midas
then his team just lost.
He didn't even finish his Lincoln, so
I don't think we'll see that build out of 4Ev. I feel like MVP more... They tend to itemize more for a strong mid game as opposed to just trying to farm, take it late. And certainly on Mirana, that would be the expectation. But here we go. Game 2 of a best of 3. MVP Hot6, as you can see, leading 1-0 in the set. 5Eva fighting for their Summit 3 lives here. Miracle's old team first departure qualified for the Summit 2. They couldn't actually tend due to military service, unable to field a proper roster. Hoping to have another shot at it, but, well, he's got a long road ahead of him to make it there. Starts with this game, too. Dubu on your Treant Protector. It'll be 4Ev playing the Mirana for MVP Hot6. Heen handling the Disruptor. MP on the Sniper. And Baton will be playing the Jakiro. As for 5Eva, Chibix will be the Viper player. And it will be Ysera handling the Ember. They may actually swing around and catch out this Viper. This could end poorly for him.
Oh,
Dubu
dear.
has the boots first right at the moment that he goes
Oh,
in. Chibix
dear.
tries to run. It's too late, though. They get off the arrow. This looks like the first blood. The follow-up auto attacks come out. They'll get the kill. Not a good start at all for 5Eva. Completing the introductions. We'll have KS playing the jungle Enigma, Miracle on the Venge, and Palasin on the Bristle. They're running an Enigma. You should expect that there's a decent chance MVP will contest your woods. And they have a good level 1 lineup. I'm a little surprised that his positioning in that particular case.
yeah, just got a
Battle begins.
bit too probably relaxed there in the opening moment. And Bounty Rune going to get kind of split between 2. It's the Bristleback and the offlane getting the top one, though. So the mid lane going to have an MP advantage as far as the early XP and gold goes, which gives him a much better time against Ysera's Ember Spirit. One of Ysera's best heroes, though. So he's going to be on his Ember Spirit, kind of his Invoker and Ember Spirit, the 2 heroes he's known for. Although Game 1, the Invoker didn't quite cut it for 5Eva. They're down 1-0, and it's going to be a tough place to come back from.
I think even bigger than the fact that they get the first blood is just how much damage has been done to the Enigma's jungle gods. There's a Sentry Ward blocking one big camp. His Eidolons aren't even going to duplicate. His other big camp also blocked by this Observer Ward. And they've even managed to block off the pole camp. 5Eva. I
Yep.
feel like we haven't seen this enough against the Enigma picks. Like, looking at the MVP Phoenix games, it didn't happen once, but teams have simply not been trying to slow down Enigma in the woods, and finally, Hot6 are going to be the first team of this tournament to do it.
And something your normal Enigmas, like I think you look at like what Puppy or like AUI does, they'll save money for sentries at level 1. K or KS got the extra clarity. He had 170, 180 gold. He couldn't buy sentries right off the bat. So if you scout your opponents in your jungle, you instantly buy your sentries and go D-ward as much as possible. And that's something he can't do until he farms that first camp, and he may even still struggle to find this sentry ward. It's in the trees. He's going to cut on through. It looks like he will find it, but this is still just going to slow down his farm
Meanwhile,
immensely.
bottom lane, Miracle getting clobbered.
Uh-oh.
He'll give up a kill here, and they're also going to get a delicious D-ward. Looks like he wanted to get some vision, but it was in range of the Sentry Ward blocking the camp. Not going well anywhere on the map right now for 5Eva. You look at their other lanes, Bristleback farming okay, Viper farming okay, Ember farming okay, but there's no dominant laning performance here from anyone just yet. All the cores of MVP Hot6 doing well. The Enigma being slowed down will continue to be slowed down as Dubu. Well, you D-ward my sentry, no problem. I will manually body block your
That
camps,
is-
and you just can't dislodge me because you have no Eidolons. Level 1
rude.
Enigma at 2 minutes. Normally, you're level 3 and change.
Just so rude. Mid lane, Ysera, he's dead. He's solo killed. MP comes up big, finds a kill on the Ember Spirit. This is
It goes...
bad news.
You know, we talked about maybe that like solo mid Shadow Fiend not having a whole lot of protection if 5-Eva went for a Shadow Fiend. Same holds true even more for the Ember, just because he's a melee hero against the sniper.
No.
They will
Enigma
make-
says, screw it, I'm going to the Dire jungle.
He's already pretty slow,
Yeah.
but they might be able to make up some lost ground here. Can they get the chains off an MP? They will barely, and quickly removing the living armor. They needed that one. They needed it bad. It gets their Venge to level 2 for Miracle. A very fortuitous haste rune, and no vision of that top rune, or actually either rune, for MVP Hot6.
Yeah, important kill to get, it feels like. Otherwise, Hot6 were just pulling away with the early game. The lane stage has already been won. It's still being won by Hot6, but at least a
The
small...
team with the Enigma is down 1,500 experience. That's how hard this laning stage is being won.
Yeah, I guess got to give it a few more minutes before we fully kind of dictate who's won the lane stage. But for now, it's looking terrible for 5-Eva. And
Miracle is going to make his way in top, though. Baton does have an Observer Ward. Not sure why he didn't back
he's got
off
10
sooner.
stick charges, though.
Okay.
10 stick charges with the living armor. They
Yeah,
cannot
Palossad
kill
actually
him.
didn't even want to go in.
Yeah.
Palossad, maybe if he's full HP, they try for that, but
I think
was
Baton was
too
like,
low.
come at me. Like, I'll take you, both of you on by myself with these 10 stick charges.
yeah, just standing like a rock. And you know, the Jakiro picks have faded away, gods, but he is just so good in the laning stage with Liquid Fire. Not often you see a hero be able to 1v1 and dominate a Bristle, but that's exactly what's happening to Palossad. In terms of CS, it's surprisingly close, but you just look at the regen remaining. Palossad has got his bottle charges to work with, but that's about it. This Liquid Fire costs no mana. He'll just continue to spam it out and force the Bristle back off the lane.
Yeah, the pressure going out is some serious hurt here, so Jakiro's going to keep on doing well here. Almost has his Tranquil Boots. Bristleback's forced to buy these regen items. He's bought a lot of HP regen. He's going to buy a bottle, and it's just not going to have a good time in general against Jakiro. Not really a natural bottle purchaser as well, the Bristleback, so it does hurt him a little bit that he has to go for this item, as opposed to rushing like a Treads, Vanguard, whatever it may be.
Forev was searching bottom lane with an arrow. If that hits, he would have gone in. But
on
meanwhile,
top.
top lane on a Baton. They will go. He's got dual breath and still
He's
4
okay.
stick charges. And, well, with the living armor, they don't want to risk it. In the meantime, speaking of that tree, he's now jumping on mid onto Ysera. Ysera's actually going to turn this with the chains. They've slightly overestimated their damage output. Ysera being forced back. Is there Assassinate? No, hasn't hit level 6 yet. He's just a creep or two away from it.
Yeah, Miracle TP's in, but didn't have mana for a stun, so a bit ambitious there. It does have that scare factor. It's like, oh, Avenger's TPing in, we better run because he's going to stun us when he TP's in, but
They really want to kill Ysera before he hits 6, but
Hina's lurking around near the jungle where Enigma is, just on the high ground here. Level 3 hasn't skilled anything beyond the 1 point in Thunderstrike, and they look like they want to go on KS.
he is level 3 at 5
Oh,
minutes.
oh,
They're going to
Assassinate.
prep with an Assassinate. He has not skilled the Glimpse yet. Heen was holding onto his skill points, and
Career gives vision, so that
when they
looks
see
like
what's
it'll be-
coming, they'll just retreat themselves away.
Okay. I thought that was looking like a kill for Hot6, or at least another, or a kill somewhere, whether it be the Ember Spirit or the Enigma, but neither of those two going down.
They are stabilizing, gods. 5-Eva. Net worth still going the way right now of your Radiant squad. Experience back to dead even, but all things considered, the way this game began, it's not getting worse, I suppose. But I still look at the Enigma and the levels of these Radiant supports, and I feel like they're just not getting enough. He's out-leveling the Dire supports, but barely, considering the pick. Uh-oh, Baton. He's dropped his Tranquil Boots. Miracle wants to snipe those.
He's been doing a lot of that. I'm keeping an eye on him because he keeps like going for last hits and dropping his Tranquils as he does. I'm like, okay, it's a Bristleback. You're fine if it's just Bristleback, but any external factors could potentially punish that. So he's going to hold on to them for a little bit. Breaks him there with that Liquid Fire, but he's close to full HP.
Well, relentless pressure on mid. Forev lobbing an arrow out even as they give the bottom lane to the Disruptor.
Oh man, Enigma level 4 still. 6.5 minutes in. This is not the XP and farm you'd expect on your Enigma in the jungle.
Yeah, he's technically still out-leveling the Dire supports, but now the Disruptor gets that personal time in the bottom lane, and, well, he'll need it, because Chibix is really hunting him. He's going to throw out the ultimate, and even through the Living Arm, maybe a kill arrow comes in. Do they get the double Starstorm? They do! That'll be enough for a counter kill. A Disruptor for a Viper, but it is a 2-on-1 situation there. Not too shabby. 5-Eva with their own 2-on-1 situation top. Looking to make the most of it, but don't This is not an easy kill, GoDz. He's got a chainmail, 15 armor on Baton.
Yeah. And the 10-6 charges again.
If he pops these, this could turn around quickly. Ice Path trying to find the angle for it. Assassinate coming in. They turn on Palas and they'll bring him down. This is a monstrous Jakiro, and he's going to go in for more. The double comes out for MP. Oh, they can't even tickle him. Beautiful.
Well, the 2-on-1's being turned around on 2 different places. I guess bottom lane was okay-ish for MVP Hot6. Get a kill on your carry, but loses support. But top lane, Sniper, TP. Not a hero you'd expect to TP as well. So good play coming out from Hot6, recognizing that Jakiro would need some help up there. And
I love that value chainmail from the side shop purchase.
man.
You hardly ever see that.
it's so much physical damage too. Both Bristle and Venge is very physical damage focused.
Speaking of Bristle, running for his life here top. He's going to barely... Actually, no, he got glimpsed back to well. Oh, no.
His tower's done
That's
for.
the tower. Meanwhile, in the river, though, Ysera and 4F duking it out, but Ysera's used all his mana, now has to run the hell away. There's bottle charges. There may be an arrow. I don't even know if they need it. They're going to have a leap in 3. Ysera may die as well. And on top of that, they're going to take down the tower, leaping forward. 2 more auto attacks will get the job done. He goes for an arrow, then finishes him off the easy way. And as mentioned, that tower did fall in the meantime, but we're not done yet. Hang on to your hats, because Dubu and 4F are tower diving. They want KS here. They have Assassinate online. The buyback rotation and a black hole just for 4F, but reinforcements are coming in. They'll bring down 1, 2 heroes. Enigma maybe going to fall on the way out. He's down to just 15 HP. Barely surviving. Heat also being forced back. In the end, looks like it was a good investment. They may even get Baton as well. The chain's coming out. What a turn of events here, as they'll also bring down that Jakiro. Just enough poison damage to get the job done. It's, I believe, 4 heroes in the end, as Dubu just now respawns.
Post-buyback, it was a 4 for 0. Before that, there was a couple heroes dead. 5 of them lost their Venge and their Ember Spirit, and there was a buyback, so wasn't as one-sided as the subsequent 4 for 0, but it was still a
I mean, the
very
numbers,
nice buy.
the actual change in net worth is a 1,300 gold swing for the Radiant and about a 1,500 experience swing.
Okay.
It's still a dire lead, but one more good fight like that, and it'll be an even game.
Yeah, that's definitely the kind of fight they need at this point. They're kind of losing ground here. They've lost their tier 1 top tower already, and none of the lanes are going particularly well for a 5 ever. Like, you look at the 3 lanes and which one's actually winning. The Viper at mid kind of doing okay, but he's still losing on farm out to your Sniper. All 3 lanes for Hot6, they're getting good farm on their core heroes.
Yeah, that Ember really struggled mid. The Viper got punished bottom lane by the arrows and just constant rotations. And the offlane Bristle has done okay, but he also died. It's been tough. As they're going to make their way in bottom lane, they will get Eyes of Miracle. He dodges out the arrow, but that does set up a level 3 glimpse, which will pull him way back into harm's way, into a Starstorm, and into certain death. 3-hero rotation, but it's for a cause, as they'll pressure this tower. Looks like both teams building towards their mech, but Baton likely to be the first one to grab it. He's going to snag this tower bottom. And with this, if he gets the last hit, he'll be very close to his recipe.
Yeah, and just even around the mech, MVP Hot6 have the much better 5-man to take towers using liquid fire. Enigma not bad at pushing in 5-manning, but it feels like the Hot6 mech is going to allow them to do a whole lot more. You've got a core Mirana who does a huge amount of burst damage with the max Starstorm, especially if you can hit the double hit off. Jakiro, Disruptor, Treant, Sniper amazing around this stage of the game as well, level 8, level 9. Just having the max Shrapnel, one of the best spells in the game at this stage as far as damage output goes. Hot6 are much more prepped for these kind of 10-minute fights and tower pushes.
Looks like they want to make a jump onto the Bristleback here, perhaps on your Dire squad. The pressure will continue top, though. They're going to give up a freebie. 5-Eva happy to just take an uncontested tower. In the meantime, mid, Static Storm used. Ysera going down. Those early levels they gave Heen bottom when Mirana was ganking mid. Well, they pay off here in a big way, killing the precious Ember Spirit.
Mirana did well there to also burn down the Flame Guard. Used Starstorm and Arrow to do so. And well, that's all going on. Bottom tier 2 tower being pressured by the Hot6 team. They get it down to about half HP, but can't do much
Liquid
more.
Fire OP.
Yeah. This hero really fell off after the nerfs. It doesn't do quite as much damage. The attack slow is still as good as ever, but yeah, the damage, I guess, somewhat hurts the hero. Not to mention the tower nerfs where they're not giving as much gold as they once did.
It still feels situationally very strong, and this seems to be one of those situations. Mech about to be complete. They really slowed down the offlane Bristle. He's taken... The Jakiro's participated in 2 tower takedowns, now going to go for his 3rd. And as soon as he gets this mech, he'll be a formidable foe for 5-Eva in the upcoming engagements. They will group up 3 mid, but 5-Eva going for a big backstab play here. They'll wrap around towards the Roshan. Ysera in front.
This is a Risky play.
They're
to
going to
make.
cut down the river, taking the quicker route as 5EVA make their move. Waiting, poised to strike. They want the perfect opening here, right when MVP walk up this hill. That's when the backstab might come.
Without a mech, though, this is not the best fight for 5EVA to take, even with a 5v4.
Ice Path to start it off. They're going to quickly lose Palasa, it seems, but Remnants come in. Over the top from Ysera, brings down one. Baton getting isolated here. They're going to buy back that Mirana, want to re-engage as quickly as possible. Static Storm will prevent KS from getting off the hull, but now he lets it fly. It's on 2. There's no follow-up. KS will fall. Palasa may as well to an assassinate. It's cooling down soon. They'll get the glimpse back onto Chibix. Remember, they did use a buyback for this, but it seems it'll pay for itself as they get another kill. Ysera and Miracle scattering. Are they actually chasing this? Arrow has to connect from downtown. It's barely a miss. Oh, that was close.
2 here Overgrowth with an
But it
assassinate.
sets up the Overgrowth.
Miracle.
The Assassinate gets one. Ysera to TP out. Is there an Arrow coming off cooldown? Just a couple seconds late.
Under attack.
So ends up being a 50-50 fight, I feel like. 2 buybacks on the Hot6 side. They do get a 3-for-2 trade as far as kills go, but yeah, both the heroes who dies, Mirana and Jakira, both use buyback. So it was a very costly fight for Hot6 to actually win.
Goo comes out mid as Baton is going to drop an Ice Path. And good news, they do hang on to their tower. They force MVP Hot6 back. The one concern, though, is the fact that Chaos, his mech has been delayed quite a bit. Baton's has too. He also died in that fight. So
Yeah.
both mechs really looked like it was going to be a super fast pace for your twin-headed dragon in particular, but that is not the case.
Yeah, that buyback was pretty much his mech gold, so he's lost his mech for now, and there is some good ancient stacks happening on the Radiant side, so Bristleback should be able to accelerate his farm and complete the Vanguard, get to work on the Crimson Guard, and get towards that more mid to late game stage for the Bristleback.
Unfortunately, MVP Hot6 not very good at killing Ancients. They will struggle to contest this one as the ward battles continue to be waged mid. Ice Path once again chucked out. 5EVA still hanging back mid. They don't want to give up this tower. They know its importance for map control, for potential Roche counterplays. But they are about to get eyes on Ysera. They could go for a Static Storm and do a glimpse. Static Storm waiting, but he already Remnant out as the glimpse came forward. Well played by Ysera. Still, though, in a bit of trouble. Baton on the high ground will be caught out by Event Stun. They walk in for that Overgrowth. They get it, too. Onto Ysera has a Remnant, though. He'll just jump away. Now Chibix in the front lines. A 4-on-5 scenario. 5EVA with the power play. May just TP Ysera back to base and then even go for a push forward of their own.
That's a nice little way to take that 5-for-5 ever. Get the 1 kill, just even if you have to use a lot of big ultis for it. That was after Bristle was kind of farming the Ancients for most of that time, so he's got a nice little chunk of gold going his way. The mech completed first by
this
your Enigma.
arrow. 4F barely whiffing on Palasa. He wants the big dragon, though.
He gets it.
He gets it. That's a 400 gold swing there, GoDz. He ain't going to get caught out in the river. Ysera on the chase. He does glimpse him on back. And in the meantime, Dubu prowling around under cover of nature's guise. Looks like nobody will end up fighting. Bristle does live, though, and that means Vanguard complete. And no big gold swing going in the way of the Mirana. Speaking of that Mirana, it's the Yasha. 4F going for the more classic early to mid-game aggression, not trying to farm it up on a Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower
Hot6
is
still
under
looking for
attack.
their own mech, with Jakiro being slowed down a lot. A couple deaths recently, and just these constant fights where he hasn't been able to farm some of the side lanes, farm his jungle, has kind of hurt him. Mirana as well also kind of slowed down the farm on the Hot6 side. It is the sniper, though, topping the net worth. This has been a fantastic game as far as MP is concerned. His sniper, 6-1 and 2, hits level 11 now as well. Well on top of the net worth chart.
They do have tanks, and they also have a good gap closer in the Ember. Even if the sniper gets farmed, he'll need to be very well positioned to avoid giving up a big gold swing if he gets caught out. Not like he's up against 5 heroes that have to walk their way in, squishy heroes that he can quickly bring down.
Yeah.
There is kill potential no matter how big he gets.
Mid lane, Ysera. Gotta be careful here. Glimpse gonna be coming. We'll see what he can do. Get Silence waiting for him. Doesn't get the Remnant out at the right time, and Ysera goes down.
Tough
Tried
to
to
time
time
that.
it.
It's got to be
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Not a play you can make every single time. Especially when you've got 2 Remnants out, so you don't know quite the timing because it delays that second Remnant cast.
Polasin gonna lurch in mid. He does have the Vanguard, but
great ice
Overgrowth
path.
catches him, as well as an Ice Path. Now they're gonna swap that tree. The Venge ends up getting the first kill. MP trying to TP out. Oh man, that was close to a death. And they're not done just yet, as Forev initiates from the rear. Will get that kill, bringing down two, the Ember as well as the Enigma. Now the jump on a baton, still doesn't have the mech, but about to purchase it as the gold now. Should really buy it before a potential death.
Yep.
They'll bring heat in. Now they make jump on Polasin.
they'll
He
have a
doesn't want to
glimpse.
back off just yet. They have the glimpse. Kinetic field is there, along with an ice path, but they need more follow-up. They get it from the arrow. The kill's there. Baton with a 3-hero dual breath could go in for even more kills on Chibix. Starstorm coming out, but MP in danger. That's the most farmed hero on the Radiance, or on the Dire side. Will end up going down as Ysera engages. There's going to be another arrow. Actually, there is one now. They'll glimpse him back. Can they find the arrow angle? He slides. He falls. It's a team wipe, man.
Yep. They'll take the loss of the sniper for that fight there. Forev just getting so much work done. Amazing disruptor play from Heen as well. That is just impressive stuff from Hot6.
They first picked the disruptor. It's paying off.
Radiant structures
Absolutely.
are
This has
fortified.
been incredible stuff. Forev on the Miranas also really, we haven't seen much great success from Kara Miranas, but this Mirana treads. Yasha has a completed Maelstrom, so Forev getting a lot done in these early constant engagements. That's the kind of key point here, is that there's been constant fights, constant little mini skirmishes going on, and that's something which really favors a hero like Mirana, who has a lot of damage output with the early Max, Arrow, and Starstorm. Even has all his spells max now as far as the basic spells go. The ulti not quite as important.
Level
but
14 and not done yet. They're going to find KS, but didn't opt to use the Overgrowth. It doesn't look like they need it either. KS has the mech, but Mirana will leap in, commits to the kill wisely, ensuring that the mech play won't be enough to save that Enigma. A dominating streak now, and they ping out the Roshan. Now they are not the best Rosh lineup.
Liquid Fire good as far as preventing Roche from killing you, but yeah, you need damage, which is going to come from the DD of Forev. So they'll do this in decent time with MP coming in as well.
Radiant squad did see this rotation, though, and they may want to contest. They're pushing through mid.
This is happening pretty quickly. And
Looks like they're not going for
Yeah.
the Rosh. They did see this move.
all these towers full HP. The living armor from the Dream Protector heals up the mid tier 1, has healed up the bottom tier 1, and
Playing from ahead as tree is just so freaking nice.
Yeah.
Playing from behind, the living armor doesn't amount to much, but
Tree coming in with a backstep, has an Overgrowth ready.
the glimpse, the static storm. He's
Oh, and
again
arrow
a bit
too.
too early on the remnant. Down he goes, and the leap forward comes from Forev. Now Miracle scurries to the high ground. If he waits too much longer, that arrow's going to come off cooldown. In fact, they get eyes on him, and they will bring him down, courtesy of MP Shrapnel. It looks like in game number 2, MVP Hot6 begin to pull away. Now leading by a 5k gold, 4k experience. They're dialing in on this win, and they're not done yet, as Chibix will now be pursued out by Living Armor. Or not Living Armor, so excuse me, Leaf
There's
Seed.
an Overgrowth.
And now they go in with the Overgrowth, the follow-up Assassinate, the arrow also to connect Chibix, surrounded even with an Axe. Still, they have the firepower. They'll bring him down. An Ice Path also going to catch out Polasin. I believe another 5-man wipe here for MVP Hot6.
Everything just falling apart for the Singaporean squad. Hot6 are looking red hot right now, looking to take a 2-0 victory here.
They wanted that 5-minute break after game 1, and whatever they did during that break, gods, it's working. Oh, man.
Mid lane now looking to...
Just look at this 5-ever draft. It's not really a comeback lineup. It's much
Yeah.
more of a get your early items and dominate type of
They can
draft.
go late game if they have a good mid... Like, their lineup's kind of... Its biggest strength is in the mid game, but they can go late game if they have a good mid game, which they haven't had. Oh, Ysera gets hit
Trapped
by the
out
ice
there.
path.
They get the glimpse. They do.
Got him.
Where you going, buddy? Oh,
this
Remnant
one will
out.
get out,
There's no static storm waiting. Did not have the mana to cast that as well. But Venge maybe not so lucky. Bring her on the Rosie.
Find a new
They
target.
could bring in reinforcements here. They will onto Ysera. He's going to Remnant out. The eyes are still on him. Assassinate coming in. Not even needed. 2 more biting the dust. Endless aggression. And I just have to point out these wards, gods. Once again, MVP Hot6. Very disciplined play from them. Every
Yeah.
time they win a fight, they immediately plop down aggressive wards that set up the next round of kills.
Deep wards are just so nice with Disruptor as well. When you're trying to back off out of a fight, you think you're safe, and suddenly these wards give vision, and it's a glimpse back, setting up a kill. That's just what we're seeing time and time again. 5-ever now going to start losing these tier 2 towers, and it's going to be MVP Hot6 off of this, finding more kills, not just the towers, they want kills.
Ice Path on the Chibix. Where's that follow-up? Forev marching in, and to the south, Bristleback is just waddling out. But it's already too late. Tier 2's down mid lane. And you mentioned the living armor earlier. When you start to get this much of a tower advantage, it's almost impossible to even get trades. Because by the time you get to their tower, there are 5 there to defend. Or they just slow you down to the point where they're threatening high ground.
Yep.
This hole themselves in, and the MVP Hot6 have continued to dig deeper, as making it harder and harder to see that comeback. They now have a Eul's on Jakiro, and they'll use it to set up on Ysera as 4F jumps in. Didn't have mana for an arrow. He does get caught a bit in the middle of the fight, but he's the Aegis carrier with the static debuff on him. The discharge doing all kinds of damage. Polosin almost brought down. He will be. They lose their sniper. Baton is low, but round 2 from 4F could be dangerous. No, they black hole for this. Nicely done. They'll get the kill, ending a mega kill streak. They lose 2 cores.
That's a big one.
That's a big loss and a nice hold. Although Dubu is in position here to maybe halt the trace. Potentially can save out a buddy or two. Baton TP out. No, he'll get it. And now they want the tree. There's your swap. See you later, Dubu. That's 3 heroes, as well as some big streaks.
Pretty solid. That's as good as it's going to get for the time being for 5-Ever. Gives them a little space to farm up, and
3,700 gold swing.
That
Ugh,
is a-
5,000 experience.
they were behind by 10k gold, I guess, so that's going to happen. But yeah, that was a nice little swing. That was an Aegis as well on your Mirana. So killing the Mirana twice there was really nice. It was a good black hole. It's a 1-hero black hole, but it was the 1 hero they needed to kill. And the Glimpse, unfortunately, could not cancel the black hole fast enough because of the travel duration. So 5-Ever get a nice little swing going their way. Still have a lot of work to be done. Your Viper's pretty decently farmed with his Ag Scepter, but even your Ember Spirit, only just now. He just picked up his drums after that fight. Ysera has had a miserable time this game.
Yeah, just look at the CS scores on these cores. MVP Hot6 with the Mirana sitting proud at 130 CS. And even bigger, Sniper and Mirana have combined for 21 kills.
Yeah, those two have been huge here. 4Ev involved in 22 of these 28 kills with an 8-3-14 score. Sniper, not quite as many, but he's had a just similar high impact as well. So, actually, no, they've been involved in the same amount of kills.
Both have been involved in 22.
It's been...
They're going to glimpse Lucero right back into a Static Storm. No,
Just got
actually, he
out.
remnants out at the proper time, barely escaping. In the meanwhile, mid, there will be a setup here. Ice Path on 2. Sniper just laying into them from the high ground. Oh, what a perfect position for MP to find some frags and turn this game around. He brings down Chibix. He hunts Polosin and KS. That Jakiro is not the hero you want to be focusing. 19 armor, has living armor, has the mech, the stick. While Sniper just... you know, you don't really think of Jakiro as like, okay, this is that beefy frontliner for a Sniper, but he is GoDz. They just didn't want to walk past him.
He's going to be even beefier soon with this money he's got. He can buy another tanky item if he wants to go that direction. The BKB an option. The Skadi a really good option, I think, this game. And MVP Hot6, they're poking at the high ground. They're going on the tier 3 mid.
Arrow comes out onto Polosin. Following up will be the Starstorm Sniper. Laying in on him. They did not get the chains on the Sniper they were hoping for. Maybe they glimpse back Polosin here, though. Not going to. Would have been a tough kill. This is a slightly risky siege from MVP Hot6. They're sitting around that 10k gold lead, but this time around, no Aegis. Gotta be careful not to overextend, lest they throw away this big, beefy lead they've managed to put together. He now decides, I don't want it. Narrowly missing on the chains. Ysera almost had him. It's rare to see a Mirana top the net worth charts. This used to be a common thing when the core Miranas were in vogue, but I haven't seen it in a long time. This is a throwback game for 4F.
Yeah, and the few Cormorants we've seen of it throughout the SCA have not been successful at all, but this game has gone fantastic for 4F. He's going to pick up his lifesteal now, has the Helm of the Dominator. He is in prime position to be a big late game force and be able to kind of fight into the Ember, Bristle, Bripe, and just be a better late game hero than any of those three. He is, not just by sheer farm, but just as far as the hero goes, with this kind of itemization, he offers a lot.
Dire Squad may get jumped by this smoke gank. Sniper is the hero they want. He's close to a butterfly, but now they seem to get a little suspicious. Miracle almost instantly dead to 4 of an MP, but the black hole catches 2 in the rear. They'll bring down the sniper off the bat. They'll probably get baton here as well. Arrow crashing in from the rear. A good static storm, but not a great one. Only gets Chibix in the end. Does keep the Enigma off the fight. Marana, the lone survivor as far as damage dealers. Your tree just AFK farming bottom. And now that Marana may end up dropping. 4 of has already used the leap. Tries to commit onto KS. Now eats a chains. And will end up falling again. 4 heroes down for Hot6. Just when you think they're going to start to pull away, they come right back, and some frustrated pings coming out from 4ev. What are you doing, Dubu? Come to the fight.
Yeah, that was the right angle of initiation for 5ever. They found the way they wanted to go in. They got the black hole they were after. And yeah, Marana did a lot of damage. The Mjolnir on herself did huge amounts, but the rest of the team couldn't do anything. They got locked down perfectly by the Enigma black hole. Ember Spirit stayed alive long enough to get a lot of damage done, and it was a good fight for 5ever, but Hot6 still, even with another kind of like 3k gold swing, are the ones in control despite that fight being as good as it was.
It's pretty evenly split farm here on 5ever. They don't have that one like super farmed carry right now. Your Palace and Bristle sitting in the lead, but only 10k net worth. The Viper close behind him, around 9.6k. There's no one hero that's explosively farmed. There's no one super carry, as you mentioned at the tail end of the draft gods. That's where 5ever need to win multiple fights. They can't just, okay, we win one fight, suddenly we've got a super fat Spectre and can win the game. It's going to take some hard work, the good old-fashioned way for them to get back in this.
Yeah, and the Enigma is that good late game full position support. He's actually kind of up there as far as the top farmers go. Only a little behind the Ember Spirit, but one of those heroes that if MVP Hot6 aren't kind of respectful of can just win a team fight off of a black hole. And that's where Trent needs to be there. Potentially even wants to get like a blink dagger. Has the blink dagger actually for that blink overgrowth.
Yeah,
cancel.
that's what he was farming for.
Yeah.
It's a good item. It's just you do want the tree with your team if you're ever thinking about aggression.
Well, for now, it looks like Hot6 happy to slow things down. I think they can. They can wait out for potentially taking the next Roshan, just getting the next level of items for it. Doesn't want to get caught out here though. And we'll avoid the initial gank.
They're going to set up on the Bristle. Oh, the Ice Path not there in time for Baton. They'll glimpse Palace back. Looks like they get this kill anyway. A little bit discombobulated as far as his order of operations there on the initiate, but it's good enough for the kill. And they bring down the beefcake. Roche is up. Something MVP Hot6 might just go for right now.
Yeah. Seems like they should probably just take that. Sniper going to make his way from mid lane. And yeah,
Sniper's got his butterfly as well. Flying out on the courier.
Oh, that's a big item to be picking up. The evasion is just so, but damage output wise and just, yeah, more than anything, just damage attack speed is going to be huge this game.
Because of headshot, this attack speed is just amazing on Sniper. Look how fast this little fella's hitting for. Over 2 attacks a second right now with the Mask of Madness popped. Is this going to wear off? We'll slow down a little bit. Take that Roshan clap for good measure. But he's getting there as far as farm goes. Right now the big gap closer is the Ember. But Ysera's far too squishy. Oh, sorry I missed that, folks. Looks like 4ev just solo kills Miracle with an arrow top lane. But yeah, they don't really have that hero that can instantly jump MP. No blink on the Enigma. And an Ember who's far too poor to be the one that starts the fight.
Yeah, now with an Aegis on their side, they're just going to start pushing and chipping away at towers, even the high ground. You've got a Sniper. This mid-tier 3 already below half HP. Sniper can sit out of range, just poke at it with a Mask of Madness. All they need is a creep wave nearby, and 5ever going to be the ones forced to engage, and they don't really have that good initiator. Your
Then they find Chibix now in the mid lane with the
no.
Macro Pyre as well as the Sniper just laying into him. He's got an assassinate. Chibix going to go down. Big kill to start this. Now the Blake. The overgrowth's there. That means that KS has more opportunity to walk in and potentially manage to get off that black hole, but it's not going to be easy when Palasan's dying out of position. Way too far out. And this could be a lane of Rax, if not 2 gods. There's no buybacks on either hero. Dead for 50.
I'm not sure this BKB Enigma just picked up is going to matter when your 2 big damage dealers are on the sidelines. Ember has a Battle Fury at least, but once this Midnight Pulse is gone, I imagine high ground going to be breached. Uh-oh, Ember
Nice battle fury, bro. Oh,
Okay.
Mariko gonna swap him out. Sacrifices himself for the greater good.
Yeah, if that Ember dies, it's, well, they're going to lose mid-racks regardless, but that's just probably 2 lanes with bottom lane going down as well.
Arrow barely missing on Ysera. I can only imagine how Mariko would feel if he gets caught there right after that swap save.
No buybacks available. This is just painful stuff for 5 Ever. Going to lose mid lane, it looks like.
Maybe even more. Well, actually, they do respawn soon.
Still a good duration left in this age, is the scary thing. And that's where, yeah, they're respawning soon, so they back off. They get both.
They have all
melee
their
and
spells.
range
They have
racks.
Overgrowth ready. Baton is very low here.
They'll heal up, probably swing towards bottom lane, and just start poking at the tier 3 bottom once they have a creep wave there. They're not in any rush with Aegis having such a good duration left on.
3 minutes, and oh my goodness, now he's got a Maelstrom MP.
Calm down, dude. Calm down.
He's like 6 slotted pack practically at this point. Yeah, could maybe, I mean, not quite 6 slotted, but he's 3-4 slotted, and
He's
At
2
this-
items ahead of Viper.
at this, yeah, it's all relative anyway. If he has 2 items and Viper is 0, he's still in great shape. And
Baton, he's been the big initiator all game long. Going to find another good initiation. Chibix is done for at top lane. None of these heroes have buyback on the right side, and that's where every little pick off you get, it's a tower loss. And this is going to be a tier 2 tower. At least it's not a second lane of Rex, because a second lane of Rex is almost a sure GG right there, and
might be the end of the line here for 5 Eva.
they could keep
1
pushing
lane
forward.
down. I don't see any reason not to go for more, gods. You have Tree, you have 2 tier 1s, and all your tier 2s up. You have a lot of margin for error here if you're the Dire side. Might as well force it and try and just knock them out with 1 clean swipe.
Yep. Assassinate coming out.
Is there going to be a big black hole? It feels like that's the key.
on the
Static
side.
Storm catching out Ysera. No,
Gets out
actually,
of it,
Glimpse
though.
was already used.
That's
Now they swap. They jump in, trying to bring down for it, but he's able to just leap himself away calmly. And now, in the meantime, the Venger swapped in is
Viper
dead.
just Enigma can't get a hold. He
Oh
doesn't-
no! Phalosson caught! He gets arrowed! He's gonna go down here as well! Also, no buyback again!
And without
This
the
may be it.
Enigma has this BKB, but it's too hard to just walk on in. They see you coming, they hit you with headshots, they slow you down, and you're not getting that black hole off without the blink dagger. And
MP, the little sniper that could, just keeps on plinking away. This will be the time where Enigma must BKB and go for it. He gets the black hole. They bring down the Aegis carrier. Overgrowth is there, though. Dubu this time has joined the fight, but not before his teammates suffer the ultimate price. They will die. MP engaging onto Ysera, now turning onto Chibix. This sniper, man, fighting everyone with the static discharge. You can't take him. Ember comes roaring back. Maybe gets MP. He will. Ends an unstoppable streak. That's a big one. Once he in as well. No chains. He'll TP out. And so too will the tree. No buybacks used by the Radiant squad, but although they don't get the Rex, they do bring down the tier 3.
yeah, hold their racks, which is the big thing there. Get some kills across all 3 core heroes on the Hot6 side, but
Every time Hot6 like lose a fight where, you know, I can only imagine the chat reaction has been like 3-2-2, and then they go and win the fight, and you know, then 5 Eva get flamed, and then Hot6 give up these 3-4 hero kills, 3-2-2. But in the meantime, they are out farming them by a dramatic margin. They're finding these like 1-2 hero pickoffs, and they're taking objectives. They're taking racks, they're taking towers, they're grabbing Roshan. So even though it looks bad to wipe 3-4 heroes out and give away a big lead, they accumulate more than that during the downtime in between these fights.
yeah, and that's where
As a result, they continue to pull ahead.
yeah, Hot6. It's like just a tier 3 town knocking the racks there. I think they probably gave up more than they needed to or should have, but they're still well ahead and in the driver's seat. Bottom lane, Miracle going to get solo killed by a Heme Disruptor. Ag Scepter complete. Disruptor is humongous.
Game is going to get harder now for KS, perhaps, as your Ember does split push top lane. He'll remnant himself away towards freedom. But I just don't really know what 5 Eva are farming for.
Yeah, I don't.
All their heroes
sure
scale okay with farm, even good. But nobody scales amazingly well, and it just doesn't seem like they have solutions for the sniper. He just completed his Maelstrom. Now he's got a Mjolnir and 1,600 gold.
There's a second Battle Fury coming up on your Ember Spirit, it looks like, but that is not going to... As far as high ground defense goes, it's nice, but it's not going to be enough on its own. They've got to have to execute better than just having Sleight of Fist being spammed out. One Yule's Ice Path, and that's like a dead hero. We've seen time and time again. This Jakiro initiation with the Yules, this is where this hero kind of rose to prominence. No BKBs on the Radiant side apart from your Viper who's got a fresh one, but that's not the problem. If it's someone like an Ember Spirit or okay, Enigma has one as well, but
The issue for the Enigma though is if he gets Yule's Ice Path, now he has to blow BKB immediately.
yeah, he's not BKBing to use a black hole. He BKBs just to run back to Fountain so he doesn't and not die. He's not BKBing and turning the fight around.
Yeah, we saw that last fight, and he actually got a good black hole, but it wasn't like a game-winning, 5-man wipe level of black hole.
Yeah.
And if they play their cards a little more carefully, he may not get anyone. The other thing is if they want to, they can also drop the Ag Static Storm on top of that, and then you don't even get to use your BKB.
Yep.
And that could just be a game-winning play. That may be the route that MVP take to close this game out.
Dire's structures
Can you? I don't know. Are you sure in the mechanics? I honestly, I'm not questioning you. I just don't know. Like, can you actually, like, if you get Yule stuff in the Static Storm drop, can you BKB out of the Yules?
I mean, in theory, you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
it's like
in theory
already
you
there.
shouldn't be
Maybe
there.
you can, but
Because I know, like, you can Blade Fury dodge a lot of things, and there's, like, some things you can Magic Community out of, but I don't know how it works with a Disruptor Ag's ulti.
I actually haven't tested. I'm pretty. I would
Yeah.
think like the Static Storm's already there. It's like if you Yule someone and then there's a black hole waiting for them when they come down.
Yep.
They can't do anything.
No, I definitely agree with you on in theory. I'm just not sure on that.
We'll see. We'll find out how it works. In the meantime, they might not even need those cute mechanics to win this one. They're just going in with some brute force. Sniper laying into Polasan here. There is already a glimpse already used as the Assassinate comes out. Polasan gonna have to walk back to the base.
Oh, that's a good ulti. You see
Oh, the black hole though. BKB. Black hole catches out 3. This could be the tide turner. They'll lose MP. 4F now trapped Dubu. Where's that overgrowth? Only now getting it off far too late to save his team. What a big jump from the Enigma. He goes in on offense
Wow.
and KS keeps the game and alive at least for now. They're
Game.
gonna lose Baton as well. Game
Game
changing
saving, yeah.
BKB black hole there.
That was massive. And
You know, all of that theory crafting amounts to nothing if he just goes on you.
Yeah. Disruptor got a good ulti off on the backlines there. Caught out the Ember Spirit, couldn't fire Remnant out of it because of he got completely caught out there in the ulti as well as the Bristleback. But Enigma just bypassed everything. He got kind of left unchecked and just blinked past it and got the good BKB hole off. Where was that overgrowth when you need it?
That one's on the tree. He is a
Yeah.
blink dagger. There's no reason for him to be
His-
standing. Like he should be like back. If his team's here, like he should be back here.
His only job right now is to cancel this BKB black hole. That should be his priority for 90% of the team fight.
Dire's top tower
Use a living armor hero there to save a teammate when possible, but cancel this goddamn black hole.
Well, that was another big swing. It's been 2 holds now from 5 Eva. Still have not lost that Rex top lane. They're staying alive here, gods.
Yep.
Roshan is not up yet, though. That time they went without the Aegis. And the last time when they had the Aegis, they did take a tier 3.
tower is under attack.
Can 5 Eva maybe snipe that Roshan away from them? It's about to respawn. Normally you drop a Remnant in the pit, but he's low on Remnants right now.
Hot6 were about to respawn, so I don't think 5 ever could have easily taken it, but yeah, still a annoying consequence. If
So-
MVP Hot6 get this Roshan, very likely they can just go brute force down the top lane. Black Hole will be up before that push comes most likely. 70 seconds sounds kind of long, but Roshan will take at least 20, 30, and then they're going to move top, so it'll be about a minute before they're actually breaching that top high ground, even if they rush things.
Baton now with the Ice Path onto the Roshan. Even if they walk into the pit, it looks like it may be too late. They're not going to be able to contest this one. Roche will fall. Aegis will be claimed. Forev looks like maybe the one to grab it. MP is lacking inventory slots. No, he'll drop his ultimate orb.
Is
Okay.
it cheese as well, though? So Mirana with cheese.
7 lives now. And even after 5 Eva have these good holds, they have yet to take a single structure on the back of them. At some point, if they win enough fights, they will, but it's just they're not getting that massive swing in momentum that you'll see out of a lot of other lineups. It's just tough against the tree. Now the rotation towards top. They want to force this Ember back. Yule's going to come out, and the Ice Path is waiting for Ysera. Won't be able to do a thing here. The arrow clashes in, and with the Static Storm waiting for him, he will be brought down in the end. They just chuck out a glimpse to ensure he doesn't scurry a few inches north, and he has buyback, but still an 80-second death timer.
Must have been a dieback from earlier with that long of a respawn.
I think so, yeah.
And well, that's a long respawn, and it's likely to be a forced buyback. And MVP Hot6 were headed that way anyways to push top lane, so it's not like it was a kind of a sidetrack from their objective. They had to push top regardless. So Yeah, the Disruptor ulti is on cooldown, but that's a very short cooldown. It's back up in 35 seconds. They can wait it out if they want to, and this smoke possibly looking to maybe breach the high ground through mid lane and find a secondary pick-off on top of the Ember Spirit.
They're pushing in the side lanes as well as mid.
There's a
MVP
buyback.
have all 3 lanes pushing in right now. Bottom lane slowly pushing out.
Still likely to commit to this. That buyback is, if anything, just going to say, look, if we kill this Ember Spirit again, they're screwed. They're done for.
They're getting there as far as the items go. Chucking out assassinates onto Polosin. Nope. Mercy was had this day by Sniper.
Easy vision. Easy vision.
Dubu kind of hiding around precariously here. They're going to try to engage with Moonlight Shadow,
Spotted, yeah. Sentries everywhere.
this is not the play.
Running into sentries here, and
This could go poorly. Baton. Uh-oh. Arrow. Polosin going to tank it. He had the sentry to spot out that movement.
he's got no buyback too.
Well, a little bit too tanky. After the last fight where they got burnt, they want to play this slowly. They just chip away at the ranged Rex with Liquid Fire. Eventually this will fall. There's no living armor on the Radiant, no regen on that ranged. It may be that 5Ev are forced to take a fight.
Yeah, I don't think this is a let's TP back and just push out bot lane. This is your Aegis cheese. Ember Spirit has no buyback. This is the dream time to push. If you catch Ember Spirit by any chance in a static storm or something, game potentially won just off of that. So the one thing they have to always be careful of is the Enigma. And that's where you tell Treant, one job, stop the Black Hole.
Honestly, his positioning has been pretty aggressive. Like, he was sitting here, now he's over here off on his own, just right outside of the Radiant base ahead of his team. Now, he is invis, he does have a gem. It's still pretty bold positioning from Dubu. Let's see if it'll... Let's see if it can be punished.
5Ever pushing out this top lane, although Bristleback, he's kind of off on his own. He may need some backup here.
But he's got backup coming. Has actually suddenly Disruptor off on his own. Trucks out the defensive glimpse, but too late. Caught out, and will be dealt with.
I think Disruptor's like, sweet, Bristleback's pushed up, let's get him, but he had no backup. He was completely on his own. And
That is the one downside to sending your Mirana back bottom is either your team really backs off the aggression on the other side of the map, or you maybe give up a kill when a hero's off on its zone.
seemed like a bit defensive of a play from the Hot6 team, but still the ones very much in control of this game. They've still got a good minute and a half left on the Aegis, so they can still poke around and wait for the Disruptor to come back and have at least one last hurrah pushing with Aegis and Cheese towards the Radiant base. But 5Ever holding on for the time being, but it's always going to come down to what are they holding on for. You've got this Viper who's tanking up, your Ember Spirit with a double battle free, Bristle's tanking up, but late game damage wise is very limited. It's gonna. The problem is to me that they're going to be entirely reliant on having Black Hole up. This is a 3-minute cooldown spell that they're not going to have frequently enough to win them this game until he gets like a refresher orb on top of the Ag Scepter. So
Wow, he's not farming.
Radiant's courier has been
That's the
killed.
courier will get picked off bottom. Looks like Forev able to snipe that Grieveling on the way back. Yeah, refresher is a distant dream. Right now, KS has picked up a point booster. He may just go into his Aghanim Scepter.
Sniper, by the way, Skadi coming out. So as soon as this Aegis expires, it's being replaced by a Skadi, which, yeah, it's not quite as good, but it's still pretty damn nice.
Prepping on your Bristle. He can't BKB as he drops down. Looks like he had no chance to use it. And now caught in the Ag Static Storm. He gets swapped out. Too late.
Oh.
Forev was waiting. He's like, great, swap him into me, and I'll get 2 for the price of 1. It could be game.
No
Neither here
buyback,
with
yeah.
buyback. This may be the end of the run for 5Ever. Miracle unable to come to the Summit 2 due to military service. Now unable to even stay alive in the Summit 3. A death arrow comes in from Forev. And although KS will go for the BKB Black Hole, it only catches 1. And this time, Dubu's ready. There's your 2 hero overgrowth. 4 on the sideline. No Black Hole, even if Enigma buys back. And that's all she wrote. The fat lady has sung. MVP will stay alive. And it will now be 3 teams based in Korea into the top 4 of the Summit 3 SEA. A great showing for the region.
This is a just tough-looking Hot6 team. This is a team that can, to me, take games off of Rave, MVP Phoenix, the teams that are in the winner bracket, and could make a big run here. They took a game off Rave in that round 1 of the winner bracket, and they could potentially make it all the way to that finals and try to have a rematch there. I don't think this team is clearly inferior to their Phoenix squad as they've been so for the past year or two, basically since inception. This is
Honestly, if I had to bet on it, I would bet on Hot6 right now over Phoenix. I feel like they've looked a little bit more solid, but it could go either way.
Absolutely.
SEA is it's a grinder. There's no like top dog who just dominates the region the way you have EG in America, or to a lesser extent maybe Secret or Empire in Europe. This is tight. This is a tough race.
And Dubu's played well, but they're going to be adding Jarex as well to the team, which to me is going to kind of even strengthen their lineup. I don't see that really weakening them, and maybe there's going to be some language and communication issues, but if there's no communication issues, I only see that being an upgrade.
I would agree. Well, sad for 5EVA. The road ends here. I know Miracle is a fan favorite for a lot of people, as well as his teammates. They've all been around for a while in SEA gods, but they fall short. They are now eliminated officially from the Summit 3. Congratulations to MVP Hot6. They move along, and, well, they're now into the top 4. They have to win just a few more matches to make it here to LAN. We're closing in on the end of the Summit SEA qualifier. A couple of more games to come up. One more today. That will be CSW taking on Mineski. Another elimination match. We've got a little break before that. Not sure exactly how long.
Like 30 minutes maybe. I think
we'll
25 minutes, it looks like.
All right.
So should be pretty soon.
25 minutes, guys. Then we'll have CSW versus Mineski. But until then, you're watching the Summit.